Hello everybody, welcome to my video. My name is Sriraj and in this tutorial we're going to see how to use union, all, intersect and except operators. So basically I have already created two tables, table number 1 and table number 2, and if you can see values, I have 3 columns with similar names, ID, name, department. And if you can also observe the structure of the table, I have 5 records from table number 1 and 3 records from table number 2. And there are also some duplicate values in the sense some similar values in both the tables. And I have intentionally kept the color of the similar values as red. If you can see Bob and Eve, these are the similar values and their font color is red. So now let's get started. And here is our SQL server, and I'm going to paste this sample table query or the syntax in the video description or in the comment section. Okay. So let's get back to the table. And what do you mean by union? So we have two tables, right? So for example, if we're going to use a union all operator, it is simply like visually it is going to look like this. We are going to unite both the tables into one table, and the output will be only one. Okay, there is no table number 1 and table number 2. Both are going to be united, and it is going to show us a single table output. Okay. So there are basically some rules while using these operators. So the first rule is going to be it should have same data type and data type in the sense integer, varchar or in varchar float, something like that. Okay. And the second rule is going to be it should have the same order or number of columns. So I'm going to discuss about the rules in the tutorial, and let's get started with the SQL query. Okay, so one more minute. So now let's get started with the SQL query. So basically I have already typed both the statements. So first we have to type the basically table number 1 statement, select statement, select star from all employees, execute it, and then select star from temporary employees. These are the two tables or the two select statements. Okay, so how are we going to use this union operator? So it's so simple. We are going to simply type union. Okay, so basically this union operator is going to perform its functionality on both the select statements. Okay, now if I'm going to execute it, the output is going to be like this. Let me pull this up now. So let me get back to the Excel sheet for better visual. Okay, so this is the output. Okay, and if you can observe, like there are no duplicate values. Duplicate values in the sense Bob has not been repeated, and Bob and Eve marketing has been considered as one. Get back to the main table, you can see we should have we should at least have all the records, right? But now the union operator is going to remove the duplicate values, and the duplicate values will be considered as a single value. Here, for example, Bob from table number 1 and from table number 2 have been considered as only one value. Okay, so that is the main functionality of the union operator. And if you can also see the structure or the order of the table, it did order by default, order by ascending by default. So we can also name it as auto sorting. Okay, so we can observe like it has been auto sorted. So union operator is going to unite both the tables and remove the duplicate values, and it is also by default apply order by ascending. Okay, so now let's move to the other operator, which is union all. The keyword would be same union all. If I'm going to execute this query, the output is going to be like this. Let me pull this up, and let's get back to the Excel workbook for better visual. So yeah, So if you can see, this is the output. Okay, now let's get back to the main table, and if you can also count the number of records, I got all the records. Okay, 8 records total. In total, 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. 5 from table number 1 and 3 from table number 2. And you can also see Bob has been repeated. The duplicate values have been repeated. So it did not consider the duplicate or the distinct values as one. Instead, it has repeated. And there is also no auto sorting done in the union operator, in the union all operator. Okay, so that is the main difference between the union and union all. Okay, so and if you can also see, uh, this is much faster than union. Okay, the reason is because it is not performing any kind of separate operations. Okay, if we get back to union, like what is the main difference between the union and union all operators? This is the most famous important SQL interview question, and so we can simply define it by saying uh, union all is going to include the duplicate values, whereas a union is going to remove the duplicate values. Okay, and next, the second main difference is like it is not going to the union is going to be or doing auto sorting or automatically apply order by ascending functionality, and union all, it is not going to do any kind of auto sorting. We can explicitly mention it, however, but by default it is not doing any order by uh, functionality. Okay, and if you can see, the union operator is performing all these things, and that is the reason union operator is a little bit slow when compared to union all. Okay, because the union operator is performing like three functionalities. Like the first one is joining the two tables. Not joining, it is combining two tables and performing all the other operations. But in union all, it is not going to perform anything. It is simply going to unite both the tables, and not applying any distinct operation nor any order by. So that is the reason union all is much faster than union operator. Okay, so now let's move to the other operator. Okay, no. Let's get back to how the union, and let me explain the rules which I have mentioned in the first in the beginning of the tutorial. So the first rule is the same data type, right? So let me show it to you. What did I mean by that? So I'm going to remove the asterisk from the select statement in the union operator, and I'm going to enter like select two columns from the employees table, ID, comma, department. And now I'm going to reverse the order, department, comma, ID. So what if I execute this query? Okay. So if you can see, both data types are different. Now, if I execute this query, I'm going to get an error. Okay, the reason is because both the data types are different, because ID is an integer, okay, and department is an n varchar. Okay, that is the reason it is not going to like the union is not going to be applied. Okay, in case if you have given any similar data type, for example phone number, in case example, if you have given any integer or data type, it could have combined both the tables irrespective of the column name actually. But here the data types are totally different. Okay, department is an n varchar and ID is an integer, so that is the reason it is not combining both the tables. So if you can also read the error, it has failed in converting the n varchar value to integer. Okay, so that is the reason we have to always keep this thing in mind, that while operating the column should have the same data types. Okay, and now moving forward to the second rule, which is to have both equal number of columns, and also it is also important to follow the order of the columns as well. So for example, let me just copy ID department and paste it in the second statement. And I'm going to add another column in the second table, okay, name. So if I run this, I will be getting an error. Yes. So now if you can read the error, the number of expressions is not equal, must have an equal number of expressions. So I have taken only 2 columns in the first table and 3 columns from the second table. So it's not even equal, right? So that is the reason it is giving me an error. So always keep sure that you are using correct columns. Always make sure to keep these rules in your mind while operating, like while performing union or any kind of operators like union or intersect and accept. So these rules will be applied on all the operators. So now let's move to intersect, and the keyword for intersect is the similar thing, intersect INTERSECT. Now let's perform this query. Click on execute. Now if you can see, I've got 2 outputs. Let me get back to the Excel sheet for better visualization and understanding. So let me get back. This is our main table, right? And if you can see, what are the common values, Bob and Eve, from both the tables. So intersect is actually going to take these common records. Okay, Eve marketing, from marketing department. You can see these are the only 2 records from both the tables, 2 common records. Okay, so what actually happening is, like, it is not even going to repeat the duplicate values. Okay, so this is the output of intersect, Bob and Eve marketing. Okay, we can also see in the SQL server, this is the output, and only common records from both the tables have been taken into consideration, and there are no duplicate values, and all the other values have been eliminated from the output. So excuse me. So this is the functionality of intersect. Okay, now let's move forward to the accept operator. So here we already have 2 queries, and the keyword for accept would be accept. So let's run this query, and if you can see, oh, right. So let me correct the query. One moment. I have used like I have exchanged the tables, so it should be all employees, and the second table should be temporary employees. So now if I run this query, let me show it to you. So this is the output I'm going to get. Okay, let me get back to the Excel sheet for better understanding. Okay, so first, this is the main table, and if you can see, I have these common records, Bob, Eve marketing. Okay, these are the common records, and these common records will be eliminated, and all the records from the left table will be taken into consideration. Having said that, let me show it. Okay, actually we shouldn't consider it as a left table in the different operators, but while using except, table number 1 should be considered as left table and table number 2 should be considered as right table. Okay, so let me show it to you. Except this is the output. If you can see, I got only the unique records from the left table. The right records have been eliminated. So only the left unique records will be taken into the consideration. Okay, Bob and you have been eliminated, which are common, and only the left records, not the right one. Okay, Alice, Carol, and David. Okay, so only the unique records from the left table are displayed. Okay, this output, and you can also take a screenshot if you actually want, because I think it would be really helpful, and you can also keep this handy. And what if I want a Frank HR in the output? Okay, so now to do that, all we need to do is like exchange both the tables from left to right. For example, I can use temporary employee table as a left one and all employees table as the right one. Okay, so in order to do that, just simply type temporary employees and paste it. And now the left table is going to be temporary employees. Now if I run this query, I'll be getting Frank as an output, because all the unique values have been eliminated, and all the common values have been eliminated.